Okay, here we go. This is Garrett. I thought I would talk for a few moments about God. How God's attributes go into infinity. How big is God? How big is His Son Jesus? Their size, the size of God, it's never ending. His size goes into infinity. And that's why our universe that we live in is actually inside of God. We're living inside of Him. God's power, it cannot be measured. God's power also goes into infinity. When the writer of the Bible said that God rested on the seventh day, He wasn't resting because He was tired. Of course not. His power goes into infinity. Hey everybody, could I please ask you a favor? If you don't mind, scroll down below, click our subscribe button, because we could really use your help. Thank you very much. If you are a chosen one, God's love for you cannot be measured. It goes into infinity. And to give you a small example of that, to you chosen ones, He sent His only Son, who is like Him. Jesus is also a creator class spirit, much larger than our universe. And He sent Him down to earth to be born in a baby, to be treated badly, to be beaten and tortured and rejected, to die for you, His chosen one. His love for you goes into infinity. Likewise, the wrath that God has for the non-chosen ones is going to go into eternity too. The ones who were not chosen by God, the ones who do not have the blood of His Son Jesus covering them, the ones whose sins have not been forgiven, will go into judgment for eternity. God's wisdom and intellect goes into infinity. You see, we're not smarter than God. Now, quite often we get angry at Him, and when we get angry at Him, it's usually because we think we're smarter than Him, and we don't like the way He's doing our life, or we don't like what He's doing with our bosses, co-workers, or family members, and we get angry at Him. We get frustrated at Him. The foundation of that is pride. Mixed in with that pride is when we get angry at God, we're actually thinking we're smarter than Him, where His intellect and His wisdom goes into infinity. Jesus's level of humbleness is not on a scale from 1 to 100. No. The level of Jesus's humbleness goes into infinity. And God the Father wants His chosen ones, like you and I, to be more humble. Most of the attributes of God that I can think of, that I know of, God has taught me that they go into infinity. When you think of God, think of infinity. Expand your mind, expand your thoughts, think bigger, think more powerfully, think greater. When you think of Jesus, think much, much greater than you have been thinking. His glory goes into infinity. His majesty is going to go into infinity. The worship of the Lord will go into eternity. Think bigger, child of God. Think much bigger than you have been.